What if you had the power to bend reality at will? Science and spirituality agree. Your thoughts, emotions, and energy shape the world around you. This audiobook is your key to unlocking limitless potential. Are you ready to awaken your quantum power? The universe is waiting. Introduction. What if I told you that everything you've been taught about reality, about success, manifestation, time, even your very identity, has been only a fragment of the truth? What if you discovered that the rules you've been playing by were never real to begin with? That the limits you've struggled against were nothing more than illusions, mere constructs of the mind? And what if, right now, at this very moment, you held the key to dissolving those illusions forever, stepping into a reality where you could command energy, wealth, love, healing, and limitless possibility at will? Would you take that key? Would you turn it? Or would you hesitate, trapped in the familiar patterns that have governed your existence until now? Make no mistake, this audiobook is not just information. It is an activation. As you listen, you will not only understand the secrets of quantum energy, reality creation, and manifestation at a depth few ever reach. You will feel the shift happening inside you. Because this is not about learning how to change your life. It is about becoming the person who already has. This is about stepping into a level of power so profound that what once seemed impossible now bends effortlessly to your will. This is about rewriting the code of your reality from the quantum level up, so that wealth, health, success, love, everything you desire flows to you not as something you chase, but as something you command. But before we go deeper, let's address the one question lingering in your mind. Is this really possible? Can I truly change my life by shifting my energy, my thoughts, my emotions? The answer is a resounding, undeniable yes. Not because of wishful thinking, not because of blind belief, but because this is how reality works at the deepest, most fundamental level. Whether you realize it or not, whether you accept it or not, you are already shaping your reality at every moment. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every vibration you emit, sends out a quantum signal that structures the world around you. The only difference between those who struggle and those who thrive is this: conscious creation. Most people live as passive receivers of reality, reacting to circumstances, repeating cycles of limitation, unaware that they are the source of it all. But once you understand how the quantum field operates, once you grasp the true nature of energy, frequency, and vibration, you move from being a mere participant in life's unfolding events to the architect of every single experience you encounter. And if you think this is just philosophy, just woo-woo wishful thinking, think again. The greatest scientific discoveries of our time, from quantum physics to neuroscience, confirm beyond all doubt that the very fabric of our universe is shaped by consciousness. Experiments in quantum mechanics show that particles exist in multiple states until they are observed, meaning that reality itself does not take form until consciousness interacts with it. The famous double-slit experiment proved that light behaves as both a particle and a wave until an observer is introduced, at which point it collapses into a single form, dictated by observation alone. If a single particle can shift states based on mere awareness, what do you think happens when your entire being, your thoughts, emotions, and energetic frequency are deliberately aligned with a desired outcome? And it doesn't stop there. The groundbreaking work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Bruce Lipton, and Dr. David Hawkins has revealed that our biology, our neurochemistry, and even our DNA are not fixed. They are shaped and reshaped by our beliefs, emotions, and energetic state. Your body, your health, your financial situation, your relationships, your opportunities, they are all shifting according to the vibrational signals you are sending out right now. The question is, are you broadcasting what you want? Or are you unknowingly reinforcing the very limitations you seek to escape? This is why now is the time to awaken. You are living in a period of history where consciousness is expanding at an unprecedented rate. Humanity is undergoing a massive shift, moving away from old paradigms of scarcity, struggle, and fear, and into an era where reality is shaped not by force, but by frequency. Those who understand this shift and harness it will rise into a life of abundance, ease, and limitless creation. Those who ignore it will find themselves trapped in the crumbling remnants of an outdated system, wondering why the old ways no longer work. This audiobook is your invitation, your personal gateway, to stepping into this new reality of limitless potential. Here's what you can expect as we journey through these powerful activations together. 1. The science and spirituality of quantum energy. We will dive deep into how quantum energy works, bridging the gap between science and spirituality. You will discover how the principles of quantum physics, once thought to be the domain of elite scientists, are actually the keys to mastering your life. You will learn how every intention, every thought, and every emotion alters the energetic fabric of reality, influencing events, people, and outcomes in ways that seem almost miraculous, until you understand the mechanics behind them. 2. How your thoughts, emotions, and vibrations shape reality. You will uncover the hidden mechanisms behind manifestation, law of attraction, and vibrational alignment. But unlike anything you've heard before, this is not just about thinking positive or visualizing your dream life. This is about rewiring your subconscious identity, shifting your energetic signature, and aligning with the frequency of your desired reality so powerfully that the physical world has no choice but to conform. 3. Practical activation exercises. This is where theory becomes reality. You will be guided through powerful exercises, visualizations, and embodiment techniques designed to trigger instant shifts in your consciousness. These are not passive meditations. These are full quantum recalibrations that will rewire your energy field, expand your frequency, and collapse time between you and your desires. The ultimate quantum activation, bending reality at will. By the end of this audiobook, you will not only believe in your ability to shape reality, you will have experienced it firsthand. You will have the tools, the mindset, and the energetic mastery to step into a life where limitations no longer exist, where manifestation is instantaneous, and where you are the creator of your own universe. And so, as we begin this journey together, I invite you to make a decision right now. You are not here by accident. You did not stumble upon this by chance. Something inside you, your highest self, your future self, your infinite self, has guided you here because it knows you are ready. Ready to step out of limitation. Ready to dissolve every false belief that has kept you small. Ready to claim the quantum power that has always been yours. So, take a deep breath. Feel the energy shifting around you already? This is where everything changes. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Hidden Code of Reality. How everything you know is about to change. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to glide through life effortlessly, attracting wealth, success, and happiness, while others struggle at every turn, no matter how hard they try? What if I told you the difference isn't luck, talent, or hard work, but something much deeper, something invisible, yet profoundly real? The truth is, reality isn't what you think it is. You've been living under an illusion, a collective agreement about the nature of existence that has been passed down for generations. A version of reality that tells you success comes from struggle, that you are separate from the universe, and that what you see is all that exists. But here's the shocking part. None of that is true. What if I told you that everything you've been taught about the world is just one version of reality, and that you have the power to change it at will? What if I told you that you, right now, hold the ability to bend reality, to shift the course of your life, and to create outcomes that others would call impossible? This isn't science fiction. It's not a fantasy. It's quantum reality. And once you understand how it works, nothing in your life will ever be the same again. Most people go through life reacting to what they see. They believe that circumstances control them, that their emotions are dictated by external events, and that they are powerless to change the deeper forces that shape their destiny. But this is the greatest lie of all. You are not a passive observer in this world. You are the creator of your experience. And the moment you wake up to this truth, the rules of the game change forever. This first chapter is your wake-up call. It's an invitation to step beyond the ordinary and into a reality where your thoughts, emotions, and energy shape the world around you in ways you've never imagined. By the time you finish this chapter, you'll begin to see the hidden code of reality, the structure beneath the surface that determines everything you experience. This is where your transformation begins. The quantum field, the unseen matrix of creation. Imagine for a moment that you are standing on the edge of a vast ocean. The water stretches beyond the horizon, infinite and unknowable. Now imagine that this ocean isn't made of water, but of pure potential. A field of energy where every possible outcome, every version of your life, already exists in some form. This is the quantum field, the invisible force that shapes everything in existence, from the largest galaxies to the smallest subatomic particles. It is the fabric of reality itself, a limitless ocean of possibilities waiting to be molded by your consciousness. For centuries, spiritual traditions have spoken of an underlying energy that connects all things. The Tao in Chinese philosophy, prana in Hinduism, the ether in ancient mystical traditions. But it wasn't until the emergence of quantum physics that science began to confirm what mystics had always known. Everything in the universe, at its most fundamental level, is made of energy, including you. This means that you are not separate from the universe. You are not merely in the world. You are the world. The very particles that make up your body are woven from the same energy as the stars, the oceans, and the air you breathe. This changes everything. Because if everything is energy, and energy is shaped by consciousness, then the way you think, feel, and focus your attention determines the version of reality you experience. Your consciousness is the key to shaping the quantum field. But how does this work exactly? How does a thought, something intangible, interact with the physical world to create real, tangible results? To answer that, we need to dive deeper into the strangest, most mind-bending discovery in quantum physics, one that will shatter everything you thought you knew about reality. The observer effect, how your awareness shapes reality. In the early 20th century, scientists performed an experiment that would change the course of human understanding forever. It was called the double-slit experiment, and its results were so shocking that even today physicists struggle to fully comprehend its implications. Here's what happened. Researchers took tiny particles, electrons, and fired them one by one through two slits in a barrier, recording how they landed on a screen behind it. Logically, you'd expect the electrons to behave like small solid objects, passing through one slit or the other. But that's not what happened. Instead, the electrons behaved like waves, spreading out and creating an interference pattern as if they had passed through both slits at the same time. But here's where things get truly bizarre. The moment scientists placed a measuring device near the slits to observe which path the electron took, everything changed. Suddenly, the electrons stopped behaving like waves and started acting like solid particles, passing through only one slit, just as expected. In other words, the mere act of observation changed the outcome of reality. This is known as the observer effect, and it reveals something truly profound. Reality does not exist in a fixed state until it is observed. until a conscious observer focuses on it, reality exists in a state of pure potential, just like the ocean of the quantum field. What does this mean for you? It means that your consciousness actively participates in shaping the world around you. Your attention, your thoughts, your beliefs, they are not passive. They are creative forces that bring certain possibilities into existence while eliminating others. This isn't philosophy, it's science, and it confirms what ancient spiritual traditions have always taught. Where you focus your attention, energy flows. What you expect, you create. Your consciousness is not inside your body, it is shaping the world around you. Think about that for a moment. If your very act of observing reality changes it, then what happens when you shift your focus from limitation to infinite potential? What happens when you stop believing in struggle and start expecting ease? What happens when you align your thoughts with the life you actually want to live, instead of reacting to the one you think you're stuck in? The answer is simple. Reality bends. This is the first key to unlocking your quantum energy, the realization that you are not separate from the universe, but an active participant in its unfolding. But if that's true, then why do so many people feel stuck? Why does life seem so rigid and unchangeable for so many? Because most people are unconsciously shaping their reality without realizing it, and they're doing it based on outdated beliefs, unconscious fears, and deeply ingrained mental programs. In the next chapter, we're going to expose the hidden programming that keeps you trapped in an unfulfilling version of reality. And more importantly, I'm going to show you exactly how to break free. Get ready. The truth is going to set you free. Chapter 2. The Hidden Power of Observation. How your focus shapes reality. The idea that reality changes based on observation may sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but make no mistake, this is not speculation. It is one of the most rigorously tested and repeatedly confirmed principles in modern physics. Yet, what scientists discovered in laboratories has much bigger implications than they are often willing to admit. Think about what the double-slit experiment actually means. It tells us that at the quantum level, the fundamental building blocks of reality, matter does not exist as a solid, definite object until it is observed. Instead, it exists in a state of pure potential, a wave of infinite possibilities. The moment it is measured, focused on, or expected to behave a certain way, it collapses into a fixed form. Let that sink in. Now consider this. If the most basic units of your reality behave this way, then so does everything else in your life. The job you want, the financial breakthrough you've been waiting for, the healing you desire, the relationships you long for. All of them exist as possibilities in the quantum field. But the version that materializes in your experience is the one you are observing, whether you realize it or not. The problem is, most people are unconsciously observing the wrong things, not the reality they desire, but the reality they fear. How unconscious observation traps you in a repeating reality. Take a moment and think about what occupies your mind most of the time. What do you expect to happen each day? What patterns do you assume are unchangeable? What emotions and beliefs do you carry without questioning? For most people, life feels predictable because they are unconsciously observing the same version of reality over and over again. This is why people who believe life is a struggle continue to experience difficulties. It's why someone who expects betrayal keeps attracting toxic relationships. It's why a person who believes money is hard to come by never seems to get ahead financially. They are not just passively experiencing their circumstances. They are actively reinforcing them by the way they focus their attention. Here's a real-world example. Imagine two people working at the same company, earning the same salary, doing the same job. The first person sees the job as a dead end. They expect nothing but stress, long hours, and underappreciation. They dread going to work, and in their mind, they are already stuck in a cycle of frustration. The second person, working in the same conditions, sees the job as a stepping stone. They expect opportunities to arise. They assume they are being prepared for something greater, and they observe their environment through a lens of possibility. Now, what happens over time? The first person unconsciously filters out any signs of potential. They don't notice when a higher-up is looking for someone to promote. They don't see the networking opportunities right in front of them. They keep experiencing the same dissatisfaction, reinforcing their belief that their situation is unchangeable. The second person, however, collapses a different version of reality into existence. Because they expect growth, they see doors opening where others see walls. They feel inspired to take initiative, to suggest improvements, to engage with people who can elevate them. And sure enough, they attract opportunities that the first person never even saw. This is not luck. This is conscious observation at work. The reality you see is the one you keep reinforcing. Practical exercise, shifting your observer effect. You are constantly influencing your reality, whether you realize it or not. The key to bending reality in your favor is to take conscious control of what you observe and expect. Try this simple but powerful exercise for the next 7 days. 1. Identify a pattern in your life. Choose one recurring experience you wish to change. It could be financial struggles, relationship conflicts, lack of progress in your career, anything that feels stuck. 2. Analyze your automatic observations. Ask yourself, what do I expect in this area of my life? What thoughts automatically come up when I think about it? Do I assume struggle, rejection, disappointment? Be brutally honest with yourself. 3. Flip the expectation. If you've been unconsciously observing lack, frustration, or limitation, make a conscious decision to expect the opposite. If you've been seeing financial struggle, start observing abundance in small ways, even if it's just noticing a stranger picking up a dollar bill. If you've been seeing rejection, start observing signs of acceptance and support in your environment. 4. Find evidence of the new reality. Each day, intentionally look for proof, no matter how small, that supports your new observation. If you are focusing on abundance, notice unexpected gifts, discounts, or even a free cup of coffee. If you are focusing on love, notice the kindness of strangers, the warmth of a friend's text, or a moment of genuine connection. 5. Record the shifts. Keep a journal. The moment you start shifting your observations, the quantum field will begin shifting your reality in response. Writing down the changes will help reinforce the transformation. Do not underestimate the power of this exercise. Your mind is like a search engine. Whatever you type into it, it will find more of. Most people spend their whole lives unconsciously programming their minds to find proof of limitation. When you flip the switch and start observing expansion, you begin bending reality to your will. Why the placebo effect proves you can bend reality. If you still doubt that observation changes reality, let's look at something that has been scientifically documented for decades: the placebo effect. A placebo is nothing more than a sugar pill or an inactive treatment. Yet people who believe they are receiving real medicine often experience dramatic healing. Their bodies respond as if they have actually received the treatment, sometimes to the same degree as those taking actual medication. Why? Because their belief, their expectation, their observation triggers a biological response. Their mind tells their body that healing is happening, and the body follows suit. The illness, the pain, the symptoms, they all begin to dissolve purely because the individual expects to heal. Now, what does this mean for you? It means that if belief can rewire the body at the cellular level, then belief can also rewire your life. The universe does not distinguish between a small observation and a big one, between healing an illness and manifesting wealth. The mechanism is the same. What you focus on expands. What you expect, you create. What you consistently observe becomes your reality. This is the secret behind every story of incredible success, miraculous healing, and radical transformation. The people who achieve the impossible are not special. They have simply mastered the art of consciously observing the version of reality they want until it materializes. So the question is, what reality are you observing? In the next chapter, we'll go even deeper. Now that you understand the observer effect, we'll uncover the next key to bending reality, the vibrational frequency of your thoughts. Because observation alone is not enough. To fully activate your quantum energy, you must learn how to align with the reality you desire. Chapter 3. The hidden frequency of reality. How your energy dictates your future. Have you ever walked into a room and felt something in the air before a single word was spoken? Maybe you sensed warmth, as if the space itself welcomed you. Or maybe you felt uneasy, like the air was thick with something unspoken. What was it that you were feeling? It wasn't the furniture, the lighting, or even the people themselves. It was energy. And whether you realize it or not, you are constantly tuning into these unseen frequencies, just like a radio picking up different stations. But here's something even more important. You are not just a receiver of energy. You are a transmitter. Every moment of every day, you are broadcasting a frequency into the world, and that frequency is shaping your reality in ways you may not even be aware of. This is not some abstract, mystical idea. This is physics. This is the nature of the universe itself. And once you understand how this works, you can begin to deliberately shift your frequency, and in doing so, reshape your life. You see, everything in existence, your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, carries a unique energetic signature. Just like a song playing on the radio, each frequency resonates with certain experiences while repelling others. The life you are experiencing right now is not random. It is a perfect vibrational match to the energy you are putting out. But here's the part that most people miss. If you don't like what you're experiencing, it means you must change your energetic broadcast, not just your actions, not just your circumstances, but the very vibration you are emitting into the quantum field. Let's go deeper, because once you truly understand this, everything changes. Why everything is energy, and why that changes everything. For centuries, we were taught to see the world as solid, as if reality is made up of fixed, separate objects. But science has known for over 100 years that this is not true. At its most fundamental level, reality is not solid at all. It is pure energy, vibrating at different frequencies. The chair you're sitting on, the device you're listening to this on, even your own body, none of it is actually solid. If you zoomed in deep enough, past the molecules, past the atoms, past the subatomic particles, you would find nothing but energy vibrating at different speeds. And this changes everything. Because if the universe is not fixed, if it is not made up of unchanging, solid matter, but instead is a field of energy responding to other energy, then it means you are not stuck. Your reality is not permanent, and the energy you put out determines the energy that comes back to you. Think about it like this. Imagine two people standing in the same rainstorm. One of them is absolutely miserable, cursing the weather, feeling like it ruined their day. The other is thrilled, dancing in the rain, feeling refreshed and alive. The circumstance is the same, but their experience of reality is completely different. Why? Because their internal frequency, the energy they are putting out, is different. Now take that same concept and apply it to everything in your life. The opportunities that show up or don't, the people you attract, the challenges you face, they are all mirroring back the frequency you are broadcasting. If you wake up every day carrying stress, doubt, and worry, you are tuning into a reality where stress, doubt, and worry continue to manifest. But if you wake up carrying certainty, gratitude, an expectation for something amazing, you are tuning into a reality where those experiences naturally flow into your life. How your frequency is shaping your life right now. Let's make this even more real with a personal story. A few years ago, I had a friend named Daniel who was constantly struggling with money. No matter how hard he worked, no matter what new opportunities came his way, it always seemed like something went wrong. Unexpected bills, clients canceling at the last minute, car repairs that drained his savings. He believed he had bad luck, but what he didn't realize was that his energetic frequency was repelling the very abundance he was trying to create. You see, Daniel's dominant thought pattern was lack, the constant fear that there was never enough. And because his frequency was aligned with scarcity, his reality kept mirroring it back to him. Every time an opportunity for abundance appeared, he subconsciously pushed it away. If a big client showed interest in working with him, he would hesitate, assume it was too good to be true, or self-sabotage in some way. The quantum field had no choice but to match his beliefs and emotions, bringing him more of what he was focusing on: struggle. Then one day, something changed. Out of pure frustration, he decided to do an experiment. Instead of focusing on what he lacked, he spent a week forcing himself to notice any form of abundance around him, no matter how small. A penny on the ground? That was abundance. A free coffee from a coworker? That was abundance. An unexpected discount at the store? That was abundance. And something incredible happened. Within days, his energy shifted. He no longer felt like someone who was always struggling. He started feeling like someone who was in the flow of receiving. And within that same month, he received an out-of-the-blue job offer that completely transformed his financial situation. Now, was it a coincidence? Or was it the result of shifting his frequency, aligning his energy with a new reality? I think you already know the answer: how to shift your frequency in 7 days. So, how can you take control of your frequency and start shifting your reality? Here's a simple but powerful exercise that will train your energy to attract what you actually want. 1. Start your day in the right frequency. Before you even get out of bed, set an intention. Today, I am tuning into a reality of insert what you desire: abundance, love, joy, success. Say it out loud. Feel it as if it's already happening. 2. Throughout the day, catch low vibe patterns. Anytime you feel frustration, stress, or doubt creeping in, pause. Ask yourself, what am I tuning into right now? If it's lack, shift your focus. Find one small thing that represents abundance, ease, or joy. 3. End your day in gratitude. Before sleeping, list at least 3 things that went well, even small ones. Gratitude raises your frequency instantly and rewires your subconscious to attract more positive experiences. By the end of 7 days, you'll start seeing proof that your energy is shifting. Opportunities, synchronicities, unexpected blessings, they will begin showing up because you are now aligned with them. Your thoughts are powerful. Your beliefs shape reality. But there is one element that supercharges your ability to bend reality: the emotion behind the energy. Because it's not just what you think, it's what you feel. And in the next part, we're going to take everything we've learned so far and uncover how to use emotion as a force of creation so that you're not just thinking about the reality you want, you're feeling it into existence. Chapter 4. The Quantum Power of Emotion: How Feelings Bend Reality Faster Than Thought. Think back to the most defining moments of your life, the moments that shaped you, shifted something inside you, or changed the course of your future. What do they all have in common? They weren't just thoughts, they were felt. They carried an emotion so powerful, so intense, that it burned itself into your being. It might have been the rush of falling in love for the first time, the devastation of heartbreak, the overwhelming joy of achieving something you once thought was impossible, the fear of losing something that mattered to you. Whatever it wasn't just a thought passing through your mind. It was an energy surging through your entire body. And that, right there, is the secret most people miss when it comes to reality creation. You see, thoughts do create reality, but only when they are charged with the right emotional energy. A thought on its own is like an unlit candle. It holds potential, but until you ignite it with emotion, it doesn't carry the force needed to bend reality. Emotions are the fuel that turns an idea into a force of creation, sending ripples into the quantum field and magnetizing your experiences at an accelerated rate. And this is why so many people struggle. They think positive thoughts, they repeat affirmations, they visualize their dream life, but they don't feel it. They say, "I am wealthy," but inside, they feel anxiety about money. They say, "I am successful," but inside, they feel self-doubt. And because the universe responds to emotion, not just words, their reality doesn't change. But once you learn how to harness the energy of emotion, you unlock something incredible. The ability to not just think about the reality you want, but to feel it into existence. Let's dive deep into how this works. Why emotion is the language of the quantum field. Imagine standing in front of a microphone connected to a massive speaker system. Every thought you think is like a sound wave traveling through that microphone, sending out vibrations into the world. Now imagine the volume knob on that speaker system. When the volume is low, the sound is weak, barely noticeable. But when you crank up the volume, that sound fills the entire space, making it impossible to ignore. That volume knob is your emotion. A thought without emotion is like a whisper into the quantum field. Weak, barely heard, easily lost in the noise of daily life. But a thought charged with deep, powerful emotion is like shouting through a speaker at full volume. The universe cannot ignore it. It must respond. This is why you remember experiences that were emotionally charged far more than neutral ones. If you had a conversation last week that was mundane, you probably don't remember the details. But if someone said something that made you furious, ecstatic, or heartbroken, that moment is burned into your memory. Emotion acts as an amplifier, making experiences more real, more tangible, more powerful. Now let's apply this to manifestation. If you visualize your dream life but feel nothing, your energy signal is weak. It won't create much change. But if you visualize your dream life and feel pure excitement, joy, and certainty, your energy field expands. You begin vibrating at the frequency of that reality. And when your energy matches what you want, the quantum field has no choice but to reflect it back to you. How emotion creates faster manifestation. Let's look at real-world examples of how emotion speeds up reality creation. Have you ever noticed that strong emotions tend to make things manifest faster, both good and bad? Think about a time when you were overcome with fear or worry about something. Maybe you were terrified of failing a big presentation, or panicked that something bad might happen to a loved one. And then, almost like magic, what you feared most happened. It wasn't a coincidence. It was the power of emotionally charged focus drawing that reality toward you. Now, think about the opposite. A time when you were so excited, so certain, so fully immersed in joy that incredible things just seemed to flow into your life effortlessly. Maybe you were in love and the world felt magical. Maybe you just landed your dream job and suddenly other amazing opportunities started appearing. Maybe you felt an unshakable belief that something good was coming. And then it did. This is the secret. Reality doesn't just respond to your thoughts. It accelerates toward the ones you feel the most strongly. So here's the question. How do you harness this power intentionally? Practical exercise. The emotional frequency activation method. For the next 7 days, I want you to practice something that will rewire your emotional energy field and shift your reality faster than anything you've ever tried before. Step 1. Choose your desired reality. Pick one thing you want to manifest, whether it's success, love, financial abundance, health, or something else. Step 2. Identify the core emotion. Ask yourself, if I already had this, how would I feel? Would it be excitement, confidence, peace, freedom? Identify the dominant emotion that matches your desired reality. Step 3. Generate that emotion now. Instead of waiting for the thing to manifest before you feel it, flip the process. Actively generate that emotion now. Here's how. Visualization with full sensory immersion. Close your eyes and see yourself already living that reality. Feel it as if it's happening right now. If it's financial abundance, imagine yourself checking your bank account and seeing a number that excites you. If it's love, imagine yourself wrapped in the warmth of a partner who adores you. Let your body respond to the vision. Feel the excitement, the gratitude, the certainty, embodiment. Throughout the day, carry yourself as if your desire has already come true. If you were already successful, how would you walk? How would you speak? How would you show up? Align your posture, voice, and energy with that reality. Music and movement. Sound and motion trigger emotional states. Create a playlist of music that makes you feel the way your desired reality would feel, and let it flood your energy field. Dance, move, breathe deeply. Let yourself become a living, breathing version of your new reality. Step 4. Hold the energy for at least 5 minutes. For at least 5 minutes a day, immerse yourself in the feeling of already having what you desire. This trains your energy field to vibrate at the frequency of that reality, which accelerates its manifestation. Here's the truth. Your emotions are not random. They are your greatest tool for bending reality. They tell the quantum field, "This is real for me," and the universe responds by making it real. Most people wait for external circumstances to change before they allow themselves to feel joy, confidence, or peace. But the masters of reality creation flip the process. They feel it first, and then reality catches up. Chapter 5. The Science of Coherence. How to align thought, emotion, and energy for effortless manifestation. There is a force within you, one so powerful that when it is fully activated, reality bends to your will. Obstacles dissolve, and what once seemed impossible unfolds with an effortless grace that defies logic. You have tasted glimpses of it before. Those rare moments when everything in your life just seemed to flow. When opportunities appeared out of nowhere. When synchronicities lined up so perfectly that you couldn't deny that something greater was at play. In those moments, it felt as if life itself had conspired in your favor, as if you had unlocked a hidden code that made things move effortlessly. But then, just as quickly as it arrived, that state slipped through your fingers, and you found yourself once again struggling, pushing, forcing things to happen, wondering why life felt so hard. The difference between those fleeting moments of effortless manifestation and the struggle of everyday life comes down to one thing: coherence. Coherence is the alignment of thought, emotion, and energy into a single, unified frequency. It is what happens when your mind, heart, and body move as one, sending out a clear, undiluted signal to the quantum field. When you are coherent, you are in a state of perfect resonance with your desires, and the universe responds with precision. But when you are incoherent, when your thoughts are saying one thing, your emotions are feeling another, and your energy is scattered in multiple directions, you create resistance, contradictions, and delays in manifestation. Most people exist in a state of energetic chaos. They set intentions for success while secretly doubting themselves. They visualize wealth while feeling deep financial anxiety. They desire love while holding on to subconscious fears of rejection. This fragmentation weakens their signal, creating static in their energy field. preventing them from accessing the effortless flow of creation. The secret to bending reality at will lies in mastering coherence, learning how to bring your thoughts, emotions, and energetic vibration into perfect harmony, so that the universe has no choice but to mirror back the reality you have chosen. To understand why coherence is so powerful, imagine a tuning fork. If you strike one tuning fork and hold another nearby, the second fork will begin to vibrate at the exact same frequency without ever being touched. This is called resonance, when two energy fields synchronize and amplify each other. Now apply this to manifestation. If your thoughts are tuned to success, but your emotions are vibrating at the frequency of fear, you are not in resonance with success, and your energy remains weak, fragmented, and ineffective. But when your thoughts of success are backed by emotions of confidence, excitement, and certainty, your entire energy field locks onto that frequency, amplifying it, and reality begins shifting at an accelerated pace. This is why people who are deeply certain about their goals often experience rapid manifestations. They are not just thinking about success, they are feeling it, embodying it, and radiating it. Think about the most successful people in the world: visionary entrepreneurs, world-class athletes, artists who redefine their industries. They do not operate with weak, scattered energy. They are completely aligned with their vision. They do not hope for success. They expect it. They do not allow doubt to dilute their energy. They maintain an unshakable certainty that bends the world around them. This is the power of coherence. When your thoughts, emotions, and energy field all vibrate at the same frequency, the quantum field responds with immediacy. You stop struggling. You stop chasing. Instead, reality flows toward you with an elegance that others mistake for luck. But it is not luck. It is mastery. So how do you cultivate coherence deliberately? It begins with making an unshakable decision. Most people never fully decide what they want. They say they want success, but deep down, they have not committed to it. They entertain doubt, they hesitate, they leave back doors open in case things do not work out. This weakens their energy, creating contradictions in their field. The first step to achieving coherence is to choose with absolute clarity. What do you want? Not what you kind of want. Not what you hope might happen. What do you fully claim as your reality? The moment you make a firm, irreversible decision, something shifts inside you. Your energy field reorganizes itself. Your brain stops seeking alternatives and starts finding pathways. The quantum field registers your certainty and begins rearranging circumstances to match your decision. This is why people who commit completely often experience miraculous breakthroughs. Their energy is focused, undiluted, and magnetic. Once you have made your decision, the next step is to align your emotions with your chosen reality. Most people allow their emotions to be dictated by external circumstances, but to achieve coherence, you must reverse this process. Instead of waiting for success before feeling confident, you must generate the emotions of success now. Instead of waiting for wealth before feeling abundant, you must embody the feeling of abundance now. Your emotions are not passive reactions. They are powerful frequencies that tell the universe what to bring into your life. If you want to create a reality of love, joy, or financial freedom, you must learn to feel those emotions as if they are already real, because in the quantum field, they are. Your energy does not distinguish between what is physically present and what is vividly imagined. The moment you generate an emotion, your vibration shifts, and reality begins moving toward you. But coherence is not just about thoughts and emotions. It must be embodied in your actions. If you are manifesting abundance, but your daily habits are aligned with scarcity, you are sending mixed signals. If you are manifesting health, but treating your body with neglect, you are out of alignment. If you are manifesting love, but tolerating relationships that do not reflect your worth, you are contradicting your desire. Your actions must mirror your chosen reality, because action is the final layer of coherence that locks your energy into place. When you begin moving, thinking, feeling, and acting as if your desire is already real, you generate a field of unstoppable momentum, and reality must shift to reflect your state of being. Coherence is the ultimate key to effortless manifestation. It is the force that makes things happen without struggle, without delay, without resistance. When you are fully aligned, when your thoughts, emotions, and energy are vibrating at the same frequency, you enter a state of flow, where manifestation accelerates, synchronicities multiply, and doors open effortlessly. This is not just theory. This is a biological, neurological, and quantum reality that has been proven through heart-brain research, studies in frequency resonance, and the direct experiences of thousands who have mastered the art of bending reality. And yet, coherence has an even deeper layer, one that most people never tap into. It is called heart-brain coherence, and it is the secret behind the most powerful manifestations, the deepest intuition, and the ability to shift reality instantly. In the next part, we will explore how to activate this next level of quantum mastery, because once you do, nothing in your life will ever be the same again. Chapter 6. Heart-Brain Coherence. Unlocking the quantum power of your heart to manifest. Instantly. There exists a force within you so powerful, so transformative, that when fully activated, it can alter the very fabric of your reality in ways that defy conventional understanding. It is the missing link in manifestation, the master key that separates those who struggle to create change from those who seem to move through life with an almost supernatural ease. This force is heart-brain coherence, the state in which your heart and mind synchronize into perfect alignment, generating a bioelectromagnetic field so strong, so harmonized, that it influences not only your own body, but also the quantum reality around you. Most people assume that the brain is the command center of their reality, that thoughts alone dictate their experiences. But what science is now proving, what ancient wisdom has always known, is that the heart is the true powerhouse of creation, emitting an electromagnetic field that is exponentially more powerful than that of the brain. It is not just an organ. It is a highly intelligent, energetic gateway to the quantum field, a conduit between the physical and non-physical realms, the generator of deep intuition, emotional stability, and effortless manifestation. For decades, neuroscientists have studied the brain's role in cognition, decision-making, and perception. But what many do not realize is that the heart sends far more signals to the brain than the brain does to the heart. When your heart is in a state of harmony, when it is generating rhythms that are smooth, steady, and coherent, it sends signals to the brain that optimize its function, enhancing clarity, creativity, and intuition. However, when the heart is in stress, when it is out of coherence due to fear, anxiety, doubt, or emotional turmoil, it sends chaotic signals that disrupt brain function, leading to confusion, indecision, and reactive behavior. This is why moments of true clarity and insight do not come from overthinking, but from a deep knowing that emerges from the heart. It is also why people who master heart-brain coherence experience effortless manifestations, because their heart is transmitting a powerful, clear signal into the quantum field, a signal that the universe cannot ignore. To understand the mechanics of heart-brain coherence, consider the powerful electromagnetic field your heart generates. The HeartMath Institute has conducted groundbreaking research showing that the heart's electromagnetic field extends several feet beyond the body, and this field is constantly interacting with the environment, with other people, and with the quantum field itself. When you are in a state of stress, fear, or negative emotion, your heart's field becomes chaotic and disorganized, weakening your energy, disrupting your ability to attract positive outcomes, and making life feel like an uphill battle. But when you cultivate heart coherence, when you generate emotions of gratitude, love, appreciation, and inner peace, your heart's electromagnetic field becomes strong, stable, and coherent, acting like a magnet that draws in synchronicities, opportunities, and manifestations with precision and speed. This is the science behind why people who practice gratitude manifestation techniques see dramatic shifts in their reality. It is not just a psychological trick. It is a quantum recalibration of the energy field you are emitting. When you focus deeply on emotions of appreciation and gratitude, your heart enters a state of rhythmic coherence, and this stable signal amplifies the power of your thoughts, sending an undistorted wave of energy into the universe that calls forth the exact reality you desire. The heart does not just feel emotions, it generates an energetic frequency that imprints itself onto reality, shaping your experiences in real time. This is why someone who is genuinely grateful, even before receiving what they desire, manifests much faster than someone who is anxiously waiting for proof that their manifestation is working. The heart is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the physical and the quantum. And when you learn to master its coherence, you unlock a power that is beyond visualization, beyond affirmations, beyond logic itself. But heart-brain coherence is not just about feeling good. It is about aligning your entire biofield, the electromagnetic structure of your being, into a singular, powerful force. When your heart enters a state of coherence, it entrains the brain into a higher frequency, shifting brainwave patterns from chaotic beta states into more synchronized alpha and theta states, where intuition, creativity, and subconscious reprogramming become exponentially more effective. This is why deep meditation, breathwork, and intentional focus on the heart center create profound shifts in reality. You are not just calming yourself down. You are rewiring your energetic field, sending out a harmonized frequency that the universe responds to instantly. Now the question is, how do you activate heart-brain coherence in a way that allows you to shift reality on command? The process begins with a simple but profound practice, one that has been tested, measured, and proven to generate immediate shifts in both physiological and energetic states. The first step is awareness, recognizing that your heart is not merely responding to life, but creating it. Begin by focusing on your heart center, placing your attention on the space in the middle of your chest and consciously breathing into this area. As you inhale deeply, imagine that your breath is flowing directly into your heart, activating it, expanding its field, strengthening its coherence. As you exhale, release any tension, resistance, or negative energy that may be disrupting your alignment. This simple shift in focus immediately begins to stabilize the heart's rhythm, sending harmonized signals to the brain, preparing you for deeper coherence. The second step is emotional activation. Once you have stabilized your focus on the heart, begin to generate a powerful emotion, one that aligns with the reality you are creating. The most effective emotions for achieving coherence are gratitude, love, appreciation, and deep trust. If you struggle to generate these emotions on command, recall a moment in your life when you felt truly grateful or deeply loved. Relive that memory in vivid detail. Let the feeling saturate your entire body, expanding outward from your heart into every cell. As you hold this emotion, recognize that your heart's electromagnetic field is now broadcasting this frequency into the quantum field, recalibrating your energy, aligning your vibration with your desires, magnetizing your reality. The third step is intentional alignment. While holding the state of heart coherence, bring to mind the reality you are manifesting, not as a distant dream, but as a present moment experience. Feel as if it is already yours. Let the certainty, the knowing, take over. Your heart is now acting as a transmitter, broadcasting this new reality into the field. And because the quantum field always responds to your dominant signal, this reality must begin to take shape in the physical world. This is the secret that high-level manifestors understand. They are not waiting for external validation before feeling aligned. They create coherence within themselves first, and reality follows. When you master heart-brain coherence, you eliminate struggle, resistance, and uncertainty. You enter a state of effortless alignment where manifestations unfold naturally, intuitions become razor-sharp, and life takes on an almost mystical quality. Chapter 7. Advanced Heart-Brain Coherence, Breath, Visualization, and Energy Expansion for Reality Creation. If there is one secret that separates those who struggle with manifestation from those who create reality effortlessly, it is this: the level of coherence you maintain determines the speed and precision of your manifestations. The clearer, stronger, and more stabilized your heart-brain connection, the more powerful your influence over the quantum field. In the previous section, we explored the science behind heart-brain coherence, how aligning thought, emotion, and energy creates a magnetically charged biofield that directly communicates with the universe. But understanding coherence is only the beginning. To truly bend reality at will, you must learn how to amplify and sustain this coherence at higher intensities, holding it for longer durations so that it becomes your dominant state of being. This is where advanced techniques come in, methods that not only strengthen the coherence between your heart and brain, but also expand your electromagnetic field, allowing you to command reality with an authority that few ever achieve. One of the most profound ways to amplify coherence is through conscious breath control, or coherence breathing. Most people underestimate the role of breath in shaping their energetic state, but breath is not just a passive biological function. It is a direct bridge between your subconscious mind, nervous system, and electromagnetic field. Every inhale and exhale sends signals to the brain, influencing everything from heart rhythm variability to emotional stability to energetic output. When you breathe in chaotic, shallow, or unconscious patterns, you create instability in your field, weakening your coherence and diminishing your ability to manifest with precision. But when you learn to breathe deliberately, rhythmically, and in sync with your desired state, you create a stable frequency signature that the universe recognizes instantly. To begin coherence breathing, first, place your awareness on your heart center. This is essential because where attention goes, energy flows. As you breathe, imagine the breath entering directly through your heart, expanding its energy field. Inhale deeply through your nose for 5 to 6 seconds, allowing your lungs to fill fully, and then exhale through your mouth for the same count, releasing any residual tension or energetic distortions. The key is rhythm, maintaining a balanced inhale to exhale ratio, which stabilizes your nervous system and brings your body into a state of harmonized frequency output. As you continue this breathing pattern, you will begin to feel a subtle but profound shift. Your mind becomes clearer, your body lighter, and a sense of deep inner stillness begins to take over. This is the first indicator that your heart is entering a state of high coherence, sending clear, undistorted signals to the quantum field. However, breath alone is just the beginning. The next layer of amplification involves visualization layering, a technique that allows you to embed your desired reality directly into your energy field, rather than keeping it as a distant mental concept. Most people visualize incorrectly. They think of their desires as something separate from them, something they are trying to attract. But this approach creates energetic distance, reinforcing the subconscious belief that their manifestation is out there, rather than something that already belongs to them. The key to effective visualization is to merge your desired reality with your present state, making it feel so immediate, visceral, and embodied that your energy field registers it as already real. As you continue coherence breathing, begin to layer in your visualization. But instead of seeing yourself in the third person, watching a movie of your future, shift into first-person immersion. Feel the sensations, emotions, and experiences as if they are happening right now. If you are manifesting financial abundance, Do not simply imagine seeing money in your bank account. Feel the physical excitement in your body, the deep sense of security, the weightlessness of financial freedom. If you are manifesting love, do not picture an ideal partner from a distance. Feel the warmth of their presence, the magnetism of connection, the certainty of being fully chosen. The more sensory rich and emotionally charged your visualization, the stronger the imprint it makes on your energy field. But there is still a third, even more powerful layer to this practice: electromagnetic field expansion. While coherence breathing aligns your heart and brain, and visualization embeds your desires into your energy signature, electromagnetic field expansion amplifies your energetic presence, making your frequency so strong that it physically influences your external reality. Science has already proven that the heart's electromagnetic field extends several feet beyond the body. But what most people do not realize is that this field is malleable, expandable, and trainable. The more you consciously expand it, the greater your impact on the quantum field. To expand your electromagnetic field, begin by visualizing your energy radiating outward from your heart in all directions, like an expanding golden sphere. With each inhale, see this energy growing stronger, pulsating with coherence, enveloping your entire body. With each exhale, allow it to spread even further, expanding beyond the room, beyond the building, beyond the city. The goal is to extend your field to such a degree that it encompasses the reality you are creating, merging your energy with the quantum structure of the external world. At this level, you are no longer merely broadcasting signals into the universe. You are reshaping the very fabric of reality, commanding the field with unshakable certainty. This practice is what allows people to manifest instantaneous synchronicities, rapid financial shifts, unexpected opportunities, and deep intuitive downloads. It is why those who master energy expansion often find themselves effortlessly attracting people, resources, and circumstances that align perfectly with their vision, because their field has become so strong, so magnetic, so precise, that it bends reality to match it. This is not just spiritual philosophy, it is quantum mechanics in action. The greatest mistake people make in manifestation is stopping too soon. They visualize, feel good for a moment, and then return to their default state of doubt, fear, or impatience. But when you commit to these advanced practices, when you breathe with intention, visualize with embodiment, and expand your energy field consistently, you create a new energetic baseline, a permanent shift in your vibrational state. Reality can no longer reflect old patterns because your entire frequency has changed. You are no longer someone trying to manifest. You are the manifestation itself. In the next chapter, we will go even deeper, exploring the science of vibrational dominance, how to maintain peak coherence even in challenging situations, and how to use quantum anchoring techniques to make your manifestations irreversible. Because once you master this level of energy work, the very idea of struggling for results will become a distant memory. Reality will move for you, the field will respond to you, and you will step fully into the limitless creator you were always meant to be. Chapter 8: Vibrational Dominance. How to hold the frequency of your desired reality until it becomes inevitable. If you have ever wondered why some people seem to manifest their desires effortlessly, while others struggle endlessly, the answer lies not in luck, talent, or external circumstances, but in one fundamental principle: vibrational dominance. This is the ability to maintain a stable, unwavering frequency of your desired reality, regardless of external triggers, doubts, or temporary setbacks. It is what separates those who experience fleeting, inconsistent results from those who reshape their entire lives with absolute certainty. If you have ever found yourself experiencing brief moments of alignment, only to fall back into frustration, doubt, or impatience, it is not because your manifestations are not working. It is because your dominant frequency keeps shifting, causing reality to mirror inconsistency rather than precision. The universe is not responding to what you want. It is responding to what you consistently broadcast as your core energetic state. Most people live in a state of reactive vibration, allowing their emotions and frequency to be dictated by their external circumstances. They feel abundant when money is flowing, loved when relationships are stable, confident when opportunities appear. But this conditional energy pattern keeps them trapped in an endless cycle of waiting. Waiting for proof, waiting for validation, waiting for things to change before they allow themselves to fully embody the frequency of their desires. What they fail to understand is that reality does not shift from the outside in. It shifts from the inside out. If you can learn to hold the vibration of what you seek before it appears in your external world, reality has no choice but to rearrange itself to match it. This is the very essence of quantum creation. You must become the energetic embodiment of your desired reality long before it manifests. The science behind vibrational dominance is rooted in frequency coherence and quantum entanglement. When you sustain a high-frequency state, your energy field creates resonance with matching realities, drawing them toward you through the principle of energetic synchronization. Think of reality as a set of overlapping radio stations. If you are tuned into the frequency of lack, struggle, or uncertainty, no matter how much effort you put in, you will only receive experiences that match that station. But the moment you lock into the frequency of certainty, abundance, and fulfillment, reality begins to morph in response to your new energetic output. This is why fleeting manifestations occur when people temporarily raise their vibration, only to slip back into their old state, because they never established true dominance over their frequency. To achieve unshakable vibrational dominance, you must train yourself to remain in the frequency of already having your desires, even when external reality has not yet caught up. This requires a complete rewiring of your emotional and energetic response system, shifting from reactionary thinking to quantum anchoring, a technique that allows you to hold a stable energetic signature, regardless of temporary fluctuations in your physical world. Quantum anchoring is the process of embedding your desired frequency so deeply into your subconscious and energetic field that it becomes your default state, overriding old patterns and creating a self-sustaining loop of manifestation. The first step in quantum anchoring is identification, pinpointing the exact frequency of your desired reality. Every state of being has a unique vibrational signature. Confidence has a different frequency than insecurity. Love has a different frequency than loneliness. Abundance has a different frequency than scarcity. The mistake most people make is trying to think their way into a higher frequency without fully embodying the feeling of it. The key is to identify the core emotional and energetic essence of what you desire, not just conceptually, but viscerally in your body, in your energy, in your entire field. Once you have identified the true vibrational signature of your desired reality, the next step is stabilization. Holding this frequency consistently until it becomes second nature. This is where most people struggle because they allow external circumstances to dictate their state rather than commanding their own energetic field. To stabilize a frequency, you must create deliberate, sustained exposure to it, rewiring your subconscious to accept it as your new baseline. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through daily quantum immersion, a practice in which you intentionally surround yourself with the frequency of your desired reality in every possible way. This includes what you watch, listen to, think about, visualize, and immerse yourself in on a sensory level. If you are shifting into the frequency of wealth, you should not just affirm abundance. You should immerse yourself in the experience of wealth energetically, even before it appears physically. This means shifting your body language, your internal dialogue, your environment, and your subconscious inputs to reinforce the absolute certainty that you are already abundant. The final and most critical step is reinforcement, ensuring that your newly established frequency does not waver. even when reality appears to contradict it. This is where most people falter. They do the inner work, feel aligned, and then when external circumstances have not yet shifted, they begin to doubt, slipping back into their previous vibrational pattern. This pattern of oscillation between faith and doubt creates an unstable frequency signal, causing the universe to delay or distort manifestations. The secret to permanent manifestation is not in asking, visualizing, or affirming repeatedly. It is in the absolute refusal to shift out of your desired frequency, no matter what happens externally. One of the most effective techniques for reinforcement is state locking, which involves deliberately embedding your dominant frequency through repetitive neurological and energetic imprinting. This means creating physical and mental cues that instantly shift you back into the state of your desired reality. This could be as simple as a physical movement, like placing your hand on your heart and breathing into gratitude, or a verbal command, like saying, "I am in full alignment," whenever doubt creeps in. It could also involve symbolic anchors, objects, scents, music, or visual cues that instantly remind you of your new identity and keep your vibration locked in place. Mastering vibrational dominance means reaching a point where your internal state is no longer negotiable, where you are so anchored in your energetic certainty that external reality must bend to match it. This is the state where manifestations accelerate exponentially, where resistance dissolves, and where you begin to experience reality as a direct reflection of your energetic command. You are no longer someone who is trying to manifest. You have become the embodiment of your desires, and at this level, manifestation is no longer an effort, but an inevitability. In the next chapter, we will explore the final step in quantum reality creation, collapsing time, how to accelerate manifestation by bending the illusion of linear time, shifting into parallel realities, and making your desires unfold at unprecedented speed. Because once you understand that time itself is an illusion, you will unlock the ability to make quantum shifts instantly, moving beyond gradual manifestation into instant reality bending. Chapter 9. Collapsing time, how to accelerate manifestation and make quantum shifts instantly. If you could manifest your desires instantly, would you? The answer for most people is a resounding yes. But here's the real question. Do you truly believe it's possible? Because the only thing standing between you and immediate manifestation is your perception of time itself. Most people live under the illusion that change must happen gradually, that manifestations must unfold step by step, that reality takes time to rearrange. This belief is not a universal truth. It is a learned mental construct, a conditioned limitation programmed into us since birth. The truth is, time is not what you think it is. It is not linear. It does not move forward in a straight line. It is a fluid, multidimensional structure that bends, stretches, contracts, and collapses based on your conscious and subconscious expectations. You have been trained to think of time as an absolute, but it is not. It is a relative phenomenon, an experience shaped by your vibration, perception, and level of coherence with the quantum field. Just as your emotions can make time feel like it speeds up or slows down, such as how 5 hours can feel like 5 minutes when you're engaged in something exciting, or how 5 minutes can feel like an eternity when you're in pain, your energetic state determines how quickly or slowly reality shifts. When you enter a state of high vibrational alignment and unwavering certainty, you collapse the delay between intention and physical manifestation, causing instant quantum shifts rather than gradual changes. So, how do you collapse time in the context of manifestation? You stop believing in time as a barrier. You stop telling yourself that your desires are in the future, that they require waiting, that there are steps between where you are and where you want to be. You merge the past, present, and future into a singular now moment, where all realities exist simultaneously. and then you step directly into the frequency of the reality you desire, claiming it as already yours. This is not a metaphor. It is a literal quantum truth. One of the most effective techniques for collapsing time is vibrational time jumping, a process that allows you to shift into your desired reality by aligning your energy with its timeline immediately, rather than gradually moving toward it. This technique is rooted in the principle that every possible version of you already exists in the quantum realm. There is already a version of you that is wealthy, successful, deeply in love, fully healed, living your highest destiny. The only thing separating you from that version is the vibrational gap between your current state and its frequency signature. To perform vibrational time jumping, the first step is identifying the precise frequency of the reality you want to shift into. This means moving beyond vague desires and pinpointing exactly how that version of you feels, thinks, acts, and exists. If your desired reality involves financial abundance, ask yourself, how does the wealthy version of me think? How does they carry themselves? What emotions do they wake up with every morning? What decisions do they make effortlessly? If your desired reality involves deep, unconditional love, ask yourself, how does the version of me who is already in a fulfilling relationship feel? How do they communicate? How do they radiate love effortlessly? The more detailed and precise your understanding of this future self, the stronger the vibrational bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The second step is eliminating all frequency contradictions, because you cannot simultaneously vibrate at two conflicting frequencies and expect reality to move quickly. Most people unconsciously hold on to their old vibrational patterns while trying to step into a new one, which creates an energetic resistance that slows manifestation. You cannot embody abundance while still feeling lack. You cannot embody deep love while still carrying wounds of rejection. You cannot embody success while fearing failure. To collapse time, you must perform energetic purging, releasing all thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that contradict your desired reality, so that you become an unshakable vibrational match to the version of you who already has what you want. The third and most critical step in vibrational time jumping is acting as if your new reality is already here, fully, completely, with no hesitation. This is where most people struggle, because they are still mentally tied to their current reality, rather than stepping boldly into the timeline of their choosing. Acting as if is not about pretending or wishful thinking. It is about shifting into complete embodiment. If your future self makes bold financial decisions, you must begin thinking and acting in alignment with that mindset. If your future self radiates confidence and magnetism, you must step into that energy immediately, without waiting for external validation. Every action, thought, and emotion must become a reflection of the timeline you are choosing to exist in. A powerful way to reinforce this shift is through quantum scripting, a technique where you write from the perspective of your future self, detailing your life as if it is already happening in the present moment. This is not ordinary journaling. This is an energetic declaration to the universe, imprinting your subconscious mind with the new reality so deeply that it becomes your dominant frequency. Each time you script, you are rewiring your neural pathways, reshaping your belief systems, and solidifying the certainty that your new reality is inevitable. Another advanced method for time collapse is frequency saturation, which involves flooding your environment, mind, and body with inputs that reinforce your desired reality. This means listening to conversations, consuming media, surrounding yourself with people, and engaging in activities that are already in alignment with the life you are stepping into. Your subconscious mind does not differentiate between real and imagined experiences. It only responds to consistent vibrational exposure. If you want to collapse time, you must create an energetic cocoon that leaves no room for contradiction, doubt, or delay. At the highest level of time manipulation, you reach a state of instant quantum shifts, where the illusion of time is no longer a factor. This is the realm where synchronicities unfold in rapid succession, manifestations appear out of nowhere, and reality bends in ways that defy logic. This is not magic. It is simply mastery over conscious energy command. At this level, you are not moving toward your desires. You are pulling them toward you at the speed of certainty. In the next section, we will explore the final stage of quantum reality creation: energetic permanence. How to make your manifestations irreversible, ensuring that once you shift into a new reality, you never return to the old one. Because once you understand that the quantum field is always listening, always responding, and always aligning to your most dominant state of being, you will realize that you were never at the mercy of time. You were always the one creating it. Chapter 10. Energetic Permanence. How to make your manifestations irreversible and lock in your new reality for good. If you've ever experienced a breakthrough, a moment where everything felt aligned, where you were deeply in tune with the universe, where manifestations began flowing effortlessly, only to find yourself slipping back into old patterns, struggling with doubt, or watching your progress seemingly unravel, you're not alone. This is one of the most frustrating cycles in manifestation, that moment when things begin to shift, but then, almost inexplicably, reality starts to revert to its previous state. It's as if the old version of your life, the one you've worked so hard to leave behind, refuses to let go. But here's the truth. Reality is not resisting you. You are the one unconsciously keeping a doorway open to your past. Why does this happen? Because every state of being, every energetic frequency, has momentum. And unless you consciously sever ties with old vibrational imprints, the past will continue pulling you back, like an elastic band snapping into place. The reason some people manifest in success but then lose it, attract love but sabotage it, shift realities but revert back, is because they have not yet permanently stabilized their new energy signature. They are oscillating between two frequencies, one foot in their new reality, but another still rooted in the patterns, beliefs, and subconscious programming of their old self. Until you fully anchor into your new dominant vibration, the quantum field will continue reflecting both versions of you, creating an unstable manifestation loop. To make manifestations permanent, you must go beyond momentary alignment and into energetic permanence, the process of locking in your new vibration so deeply that it becomes your default state, immune to external fluctuations. This is where reality stops being a roller coaster of temporary wins and becomes a stable, predictable, and effortless reflection of your highest self. The first and most important step in energetic permanence is burning the bridges to your old vibration. You must make an uncompromising decision, a point of no return, where you fully release any attachment to your previous identity, old beliefs, limiting thought patterns, and outdated emotional triggers. This is where most people falter, because they unconsciously hold on to pieces of their old self out of familiarity, fear, or attachment to the comfort of what they've always known. But here's the truth. You cannot enter a new reality while keeping one hand in the past. You must decide, with absolute finality, that the version of you who struggled, who doubted, who hesitated, who played small, no longer exists. A powerful exercise for this is the identity severance ritual, a process where you consciously declare and symbolically release your old identity. Write down every belief, behavior, habit, and emotional pattern that belongs to the previous version of you, the one who struggled, the one who doubted, the one who questioned their power. Then, burn or destroy this list while making a verbal declaration to the universe. I release all ties to my past identity. I no longer resonate with lack, fear, doubt, or limitation. From this moment forward, I exist only as the embodiment of my highest reality. My new frequency is permanent, unshakable, and absolute. This is not just a symbolic act. It is a neurological reprogramming process that tells your subconscious mind, the past is no longer an option. Only the new reality remains. The second step in energetic permanence is environmental synchronization, aligning every aspect of your physical, mental, and emotional environment with your new timeline. If you attempt to hold a new vibration while still surrounding yourself with the people, places, habits, and triggers of your old reality, you are engaging in energetic self-sabotage. Your subconscious mind is constantly scanning your environment for familiar cues, and if your surroundings contradict your new identity, they will reinforce your old energetic patterns. This is why so many people experience resistance when trying to shift their lives. Their external world is still reflecting their past vibration, making it harder to stabilize the new one. To lock in your new reality, you must redesign your environment to be an exact match for your upgraded frequency. This means eliminating exposure to anything that reinforces your past identity. If your old version struggled with scarcity, remove anything that symbolizes lack, whether it's negative conversations, financial worries, or self-defeating language. Surrounding yourself with inputs that reinforce your new state. Your subconscious absorbs everything, so immerse yourself in the books, conversations, experiences, and environments that align with your elevated frequency. Creating daily energetic reinforcement loops. Your habits, rituals, and routines must reflect your new self before your reality catches up. If the version of you in your highest timeline meditates daily, visualizes abundance, or speaks with confidence, you must make these habits non-negotiable. The final and most powerful step in energetic permanence is locking your vibration through radical embodiment, meaning you don't just think like your future self, you become them fully with no hesitation, no second guessing, no waiting for external proof. This is where quantum shifts happen instantly. Most people wait for external confirmation before they allow themselves to fully step into their new identity. But this is backward thinking. Your external reality is a mirror, meaning the shift happens internally first, and the world responds to match it. If you hesitate, if you entertain doubts, if you waver in your certainty, the quantum field reflects that instability back to you. To ensure energetic permanence, you must eliminate all exits. You must remove the possibility of failure, remove the option of returning to old ways of thinking, and remove the tendency to check if your manifestations are working. Imagine stepping onto a bridge that leads to your highest timeline and then burning the bridge behind you. There is no going back. There is no alternate outcome. There is no what if. There is only absolute embodiment, absolute certainty, absolute alignment. When you reach this state, manifestation is no longer an effort. It is inevitable. You no longer hope things work out. You know they already have. You no longer question if you're aligned. You feel it in every cell of your being. You no longer oscillate between frequencies. You exist fully anchored in your chosen reality. And from this place, miracles become the standard, not the exception. In the next chapter, we will explore the final quantum activation, how to sustain limitless expansion, continuously evolve your manifestations, and ensure that your growth never plateaus. Because once you understand how to create permanent reality shifts, you step into the realm of unlimited potential, where every new level is simply another expansion of your quantum mastery. Chapter 11. The Infinite Expansion Principle. How to keep manifesting beyond limits and never plateau in your quantum evolution. The moment you think you have reached your peak is the moment your growth begins to stagnate. And yet, so many people approach manifestation as if it has a finish line. As if once they achieve a goal, whether it be financial abundance, love, success, or personal transformation, the journey is complete. But true quantum mastery is not about achieving a static outcome. It is about becoming the kind of being who exists in a constant state of expansion, where every new reality you create is merely a stepping stone to something even greater. This is the infinite expansion principle, the art of never plateauing, never settling, never allowing your manifestations to become stagnant. Because here's the truth: the moment you stop expanding, the moment you stop growing your vision, your energy begins to contract. Stagnation is not a neutral state. It is a decline in frequency, a regression back into limitations, a slow but steady unraveling of the high vibrational momentum you worked so hard to build. This is why people who manifest something significant, whether it's financial success, a dream relationship, or a profound personal transformation, often find themselves feeling unfulfilled shortly afterward. The manifestation was never meant to be the end goal. It was meant to be a catalyst for even greater expansion. So how do you ensure that your growth never stagnates? How do you continue evolving, manifesting at higher and higher levels, unlocking deeper layers of reality mastery, and ensuring that your energy remains in a perpetual state of upward acceleration? The answer lies in 3 quantum expansion principles: reality adaptation, identity evolution, and conscious disruption. Reality adaptation, the art of constantly upgrading your quantum template. Most people unknowingly create manifestation ceilings, self-imposed energetic limits on how much they allow themselves to receive. Even when they achieve something incredible, they subconsciously resist going beyond it, often out of fear that their next level of expansion will require more responsibility, more uncertainty, or more personal transformation than they're willing to embrace. But the truth is, there is no limit to how much abundance, love, joy, success, or freedom you can experience. The only limitation is the energetic template you've unconsciously accepted as your reality's upper limit. Your energetic template is the invisible framework that dictates how much you allow yourself to receive. It is shaped by your beliefs, your past experiences, and your subconscious conditioning. And unless you consciously expand this template, you will find yourself hitting an energetic ceiling where new manifestations struggle to take root because they exceed the limits of what you've conditioned yourself to accept. To continuously evolve your energetic template, you must adopt the practice of reality adaptation, the process of constantly upgrading your internal framework to match higher and higher levels of manifestation. This means expanding your capacity to receive, training your nervous system and subconscious mind to feel safe with greater levels of success, love, wealth, and freedom. Normalizing your next level before it arrives. Living, thinking, and operating as if your higher reality is already here, so that when it manifests, it feels like a natural extension of your identity. Dismantling old energetic ceilings, identifying the subconscious limits you've placed on your own expansion, and replacing them with new, limitless possibilities. A powerful exercise for this is quantum reality scaling, where you continuously envision your next level before your current level even stabilizes. If you've just manifested a dream career, start imagining how you'll expand it further. If you've attracted deep love, start expanding into what it means to elevate that connection into higher realms of soul partnership. The key is to never allow your mind to settle into a state of finality. Always be expanding, always be evolving, always be stepping into greater versions of yourself. Identity evolution. Becoming a new version of yourself over and over again. The second principle of infinite expansion is identity evolution, the practice of continuously shedding old versions of yourself and stepping into new ones at an accelerated rate. Most people fear change because they believe they must hold on to a fixed identity. But in reality, your greatest quantum superpower is your ability to reinvent yourself over and over again. Every time you take on a new identity, whether it's a wealthier version of yourself, a more confident version, a more powerful, magnetic or intuitive version. You create an entirely new vibrational signature, which in turn attracts an entirely new reality. The problem is, most people resist identity shifts because they have become too attached to who they have been. They unconsciously cling to past versions of themselves, afraid that if they let go, they will lose their sense of self. But true quantum expansion requires you to continuously release outdated versions of yourself, understanding that who you are is not fixed. It is fluid, dynamic, and ever-evolving. To accelerate identity evolution, you must practice radical self-reinvention, the process of regularly asking, who is the next version of me? What qualities do they embody? How do they think, act, and move through the world? Then, without hesitation, you become that version now. Not tomorrow, not next month, now. Conscious disruption, breaking patterns before they break you. The third principle of never plateauing is conscious disruption, the art of deliberately breaking patterns before they become limitations. Most people wait until they hit a wall, until their manifestations slow down, until they feel stuck, before they attempt to make a change. But quantum mastery means never waiting for stagnation to occur. It means proactively disrupting your own patterns, introducing new frequencies, shaking up your energy, and constantly stepping outside of your comfort zone. This is why some of the most successful, powerful, and highly evolved beings continuously challenge themselves. They know that discomfort is the birthplace of expansion. They deliberately place themselves in new experiences, new environments, and new mindsets before they need to, because they understand that growth is not something that happens to you. It is something you must actively create. To practice conscious disruption, you must regularly change your routines and perspectives to prevent energetic stagnation. Challenge your beliefs, assumptions, and comfort zones to ensure you are always evolving. Engage in experiences that force rapid expansion, whether it's learning new skills, surrounding yourself with higher frequency people, or placing yourself in situations that demand your next level self to emerge. When you master these three principles, reality adaptation, identity evolution, and conscious disruption, you step into a state of perpetual quantum expansion, where manifestation is no longer a process, but a way of being. From this state, your growth never stops, your manifestations never slow, and your reality never plateaus, because every new level you reach becomes the foundation for something even greater. Chapter 12. Quantum Time Mastery. How to manipulate time to accelerate your reality and shrink the gap between desire and manifestation. Time is an illusion, a concept we have been conditioned to accept as absolute, unchangeable, and linear. Yet, at the quantum level, time does not behave as we have been led to believe. It bends, it stretches, it collapses, and, most importantly, it is entirely malleable based on the energy you emit. Those who understand this no longer live as slaves to time. They no longer wait years to achieve what could take months, nor do they accept delays as inevitable. Instead, they become the architects of time itself, bending it at will, accelerating manifestations, and shrinking the gap between their desires and their reality. To fully grasp quantum time mastery, you must first break free from the greatest illusion humanity has ever accepted, that time moves forward in a straight line. It does not. The concept of past, present, and future as separate and unchangeable entities is a construct of human perception, not a fundamental truth of the universe. In reality, all moments exist simultaneously in an infinite quantum field, and what we experience as time passing is nothing more than our consciousness shifting through different points in this field. This is why some people seem to manifest their desires almost instantly, while others struggle for years to create even minor shifts. The difference is not in their level of effort or the external circumstances they face. It is in how they interact with time itself. Those who understand how to manipulate time through quantum energy are able to collapse timelines, accelerate manifestations, and shift into new realities with seemingly impossible speed. So, how do you break free from the illusion of time and begin bending it in your favor? How do you learn to accelerate the arrival of your desires, eliminate unnecessary delays, and step into realities that others would call impossible? The key lies in mastering 3 fundamental time manipulation techniques: timeline collapsing, quantum speed coding, and dimensional awareness. Timeline collapsing, the art of shrinking. The gap between where you are and where you want to be. Every desire you have already exists within the quantum field. There is no separation between you and your dream reality, except for the energetic gap that you maintain through your beliefs, emotions, and vibrational frequency. Timeline collapsing is the process of removing that gap, allowing you to step directly into the version of yourself who already has what you desire. When people struggle to manifest, they often assume that external factors are delaying their success. But the truth is, the delay is created by internal energetic misalignment, by the unconscious belief that time is required before the manifestation can occur. But time is not required, alignment is. The faster you shift into the energetic state of already having what you desire, the faster reality reorganizes itself to reflect that new frequency. To practice timeline collapsing, follow these steps. 1. Identify the version of yourself who already has what you desire. Imagine every detail: how they think, feel, move, and operate. What are their beliefs? What are their emotional states? What actions do they take effortlessly that you may still be resisting? 2nd, shift your emotional state to match that version of yourself. Instead of waiting to feel abundant when money arrives, feel abundant now. Instead of waiting to feel loved when the relationship manifests, feel deeply loved now. 3. Eliminate all vibrational contradictions. If you desire something but continue reinforcing the belief that it will take time, you are literally stretching the timeline rather than collapsing it. The moment you remove this belief, the delay vanishes. This is why some people manifest money in hours, while others struggle for years. It has nothing to do with luck. It has to do with how tightly they hold on to the illusion of time. When you fully embody the frequency of your desire now, the quantum field has no choice but to collapse the gap and rearrange reality accordingly. Quantum speed coding, programming your subconscious to accelerate reality. Shifts. Your subconscious mind acts as the operating system that runs your reality. If you believe something will take a long time, your subconscious will ensure that it does. If you believe change is slow, your subconscious will make it slow. But what if you could rewrite the subconscious coding that determines your experience of time? This is what quantum speed coding does. It programs your subconscious mind to accelerate reality shifts by embedding the belief that manifestations happen instantly, effortlessly, and continuously. This is why certain individuals can go from complete obscurity to global success in what seems like overnight. They are not lucky. They have simply conditioned their subconscious minds to accept quantum speed as their normal state. To apply quantum speed coding, use these techniques. 1. Daily reality reprogramming. Every morning affirm, time bends to my will. My manifestations arrive instantly. The faster I align, the faster they appear. The subconscious mind accepts repetition, so reinforce this until it becomes your new default belief. 2nd, quantum time loops. Train your mind to perceive success as already achieved, rather than something you are working toward. This eliminates the subconscious resistance that slows down manifestation. 3. Eliminate language that reinforces time delay. Stop saying, "It's taking too long," "I need more time," or "I hope this happens soon." These statements reinforce linear time constraints. Instead, Use statements like, "Everything is unfolding in perfect speed," or "My desires are already mine, and I am experiencing them now." Dimensional awareness, learning to shift between multiple realities at will. The final key to mastering time is understanding that multiple versions of reality exist simultaneously. Every possible outcome you could ever experience already exists, and your consciousness determines which timeline you shift into. This means that at any moment, you can choose to step into a faster-moving timeline, one where success, love, abundance, and transformation occur at quantum speed. To do this, you must develop dimensional awareness, the ability to recognize that you are not locked into one timeline. You are constantly shifting through infinite possibilities. Those who develop this awareness consciously select timelines that reflect their highest potential, rather than unconsciously defaulting to the timelines dictated by societal conditioning. To cultivate dimensional awareness, 1. Practice quantum hopping. Every time you feel stuck, mentally shift to a new timeline by stating, "I am now stepping into my highest, fastest moving reality." 2. Look for instant shifts. When you expect change to take years, it does. But when you actively look for instant shifts, your mind begins to register evidence that time is flexible. 3. Detach from linear constraints. The more you break free from conventional time structures, the more easily you will move between dimensions, collapsing the old reality and stepping into the new. When you master timeline collapsing, quantum speed coding, and dimensional awareness, you unlock true time mastery, where manifestations become effortless, delays cease to exist, and reality bends to your will. Chapter 13. Quantum Wealth Expansion. How to activate the frequency of infinite abundance. Money is energy. This is one of the most fundamental yet misunderstood truths about wealth. Society has conditioned us to believe that money is scarce, difficult to acquire, and must be earned through struggle and sacrifice. But in reality, money is a reflection of vibration, a byproduct of energetic alignment, and a frequency that anyone can attune to, if they understand how to activate it. Think about the people who seem to attract wealth effortlessly. They do not constantly stress about money, nor do they operate from a place of desperation. Instead, they embody abundance consciousness, a state of being where money flows freely, naturally, and continuously. This is not because they are lucky or privileged. It is because they have aligned their energy with the frequency of wealth. On the other hand, those who struggle financially, no matter how hard they work, often unknowingly emit the frequency of scarcity. They fear losing money, they obsess over bills, and they believe that wealth is difficult to achieve. This energy repels financial prosperity, reinforcing the very struggles they seek to escape. The quantum field does not respond to effort. It responds to vibration. If you hold the vibration of wealth, you attract it. If you hold the vibration of scarcity, you repel it. It is that simple. But how do you shift from scarcity consciousness to infinite abundance? How do you activate the wealth frequency and collapse financial limitations permanently? The answer lies in mastering 3 fundamental quantum wealth principles: energetic money alignment, wealth timeline collapsing, and quantum financial magnetism. Energetic money alignment, rewiring your frequency to match financial abundance. The biggest mistake people make when trying to manifest wealth is that they attempt to do it from a place of lack. They focus on wanting money, needing money, and hoping for more money. But all of these emotions are rooted in the vibration of not having money. And since the quantum field mirrors your dominant frequency, the more you focus on needing money, the more you reinforce the reality where money is absent. To activate energetic money alignment, you must shift your focus from wanting money to already having it. This does not mean ignoring financial struggles or pretending your bank account is full when it isn't. It means training your energy to embody the vibration of wealth regardless of external conditions. To do this, follow these steps. 1. Reprogram your beliefs about money. Write down every belief you hold about wealth. If you believe money is hard to earn, rich people are greedy, or I am not good with money, you are unknowingly rejecting financial abundance. Replace these beliefs with quantum wealth affirmations such as, money flows to me effortlessly and continuously. I am a powerful wealth magnet, and abundance is my natural state. The universe is infinitely abundant, and I am always supported. 2. Elevate your emotional state around money. If you feel anxiety, stress, or desperation when thinking about money, you are radiating lack energy. Shift into abundance emotions, gratitude, excitement, and certainty by visualizing money flowing effortlessly into your life. 3. Detach from money as a source of security. When you believe that money is your only source of stability, you place yourself in an energetic chokehold. True wealth consciousness comes from knowing that your energy, not money itself, is the source of your financial success. Once you shift into energetic money alignment, wealth is no longer something you chase. It is something you naturally attract. Wealth timeline. Collapsing, speeding up the arrival of financial prosperity. Just as time is not linear, neither is wealth. Every possible financial reality already exists in the quantum field, including the version of you who is already wealthy beyond measure. The reason you are not yet living that reality is not because it does not exist. It is because you have not yet collapsed the timeline separating you from it. Wealth timeline collapsing is the process of removing that energetic gap, allowing you to step directly into the financially abundant version of yourself with quantum speed. This is how people go from being broke to financially free in seemingly impossible timeframes. They are not following traditional financial paths. They are collapsing scarcity timelines and stepping into wealth consciousness instantly. To collapse your wealth timeline, follow these steps. 1. Identify your wealth frequency. Mismatch. Ask yourself, what emotions, beliefs, or actions am I currently embodying that do not match financial abundance? If you feel scarcity, hesitation, or disbelief around wealth, these are the frequencies you must shift. Second embodiment practice. Close your eyes and fully step into the reality where you are already wealthy. What does your daily life look like? How do you think, speak, and behave? The more you embody this version of yourself now, the faster your current reality transforms to match it. 3. Break the scarcity loop. If you are constantly worrying about money, you're reinforcing the scarcity timeline. Instead, shift into absolute certainty that wealth is already yours, and watch how your financial reality restructures itself accordingly. Quantum financial magnetism. Becoming an energetic match for unlimited wealth money is a frequency, and like all frequencies, it is drawn to those who match its vibration. People who experience constant financial expansion are not lucky. They have simply mastered quantum financial magnetism, the ability to pull wealth into their lives effortlessly. To activate quantum financial magnetism, you must 1. Surround yourself with wealth energy. If you spend time in environments that reflect scarcity, you reinforce that frequency. Instead, expose yourself to luxury, wealth, and abundance daily. This reprograms your subconscious to accept financial expansion as your new normal. 2. Upgrade your identity. The fastest way to shift into wealth is to fully embrace the identity of someone who is already financially abundant. Dress, think, and act like the version of you who has already achieved financial mastery. 3. Detach from the how. The moment you try to control the exact way money must come to you, you block quantum wealth expansion. Instead, trust that the universe has infinite ways to deliver prosperity, often in ways you could never predict. Once you master energetic money alignment, wealth timeline collapsing, and quantum financial magnetism, you step into a reality where financial struggle ceases to exist and wealth becomes an effortless extension of your being. Chapter 14. Quantum Mastery Integration, the final activation of your limitless reality. The moment has arrived. You have journeyed through the quantum field, learned to bend reality, and mastered the fundamental principles of quantum energy, wealth, healing, manifestation, and limitless expansion. But knowledge alone is not power. Embodiment is. This final activation is about fully stepping into your quantum identity, where limitations do not exist. Struggle is no longer part of your narrative, and you operate as a being of pure energetic sovereignty. This is the moment where you no longer need to think about the quantum field. You become it. To reach this state, we must now perform the final and most powerful shift, the ultimate dissolution of the illusion of separation. Every perceived obstacle, every financial block, every health struggle, every lingering doubt about your power, it has all existed because of a single distortion in consciousness, the illusion that you are separate from the quantum field itself. Understand this: you are not using quantum energy. You are quantum energy. The same energy that forms galaxies, fuels supernovas, and gives rise to infinite universes is the same energy flowing through you at this very moment. You are not a fragment of reality. You are the source of reality itself. You are not waiting for manifestation. You are the creator of all manifestations. You are not bound by time. You are the force that bends time. But the mind, conditioned by years of societal programming, still clings to remnants of limitation. It asks, but how do I know I am truly limitless? How do I trust in this power fully? The answer is not in seeking proof. It is in choosing to embody it now without hesitation. This is the moment where you collapse all final doubts and step fully into your infinite, unstoppable, undeniable power. The final quantum shift, releasing the illusion of trying. One of the last and greatest barriers to true quantum mastery is the illusion of trying. Every time you say, I am trying to manifest wealth, I am trying to heal, I am trying to become limitless, you are unknowingly reinforcing the reality where you have not yet achieved it. The quantum field does not recognize effort. It recognizes certainty. Trying is a delay tactic of the subconscious mind. It is a subtle postponement of power, a hesitancy that keeps you in the limbo of becoming instead of fully embodying. The shift you must now make is this: stop trying. Start being. To do this, follow this final embodiment process. 1. Speak only as the master you are now. Never again speak from the perspective of someone who is on the way to power. Speak, think, and act as if you already are the highest version of yourself, because you are. 2. Eliminate all doubt-infused language. Words like I hope, I wish, I need, I should are micro-vibrations of hesitation. Replace them with absolute quantum commands like I am, I decide, I know, and it is done. 3. Move with the confidence of the universe itself. The universe does not hesitate. The sun does not wonder if it will rise tomorrow. The ocean does not question whether it will produce waves. In the same way, you must move through life with total and unshakable certainty that your power is real, absolute, and active now. Final quantum activation, the ultimate reality shift exercise. This is the final and most powerful exercise in this entire audiobook. If you do this with full intention, your energy will never return to limitation. Find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply, allowing your body to relax completely. Now, visualize yourself standing at the edge of a quantum void, an infinite field of pure potential, stretching in all directions. There are no limits here, no restrictions, No past, no future, only pure creation energy. Now imagine that in front of you, two versions of yourself exist. To the left is the old you, the one bound by hesitation, doubt, and limitation. This version still questions, still struggles, still tries. You see this version of yourself clearly, what they look like, how they feel, what beliefs they hold on to. To the right is the quantum master, the ultimate version of you, standing in total power, complete sovereignty, and absolute certainty. This version does not wish, hope, or wait. They command reality with their very presence. They are surrounded by an energy so powerful, it bends time, collapses obstacles, and reshapes entire realities with ease. Now, take a deep breath. Step forward. As you do, make the final quantum choice. You are no longer becoming. You are already there. You are no longer searching. You have arrived. You are no longer separate from power. You are power. Now step fully into the quantum master version of yourself. Feel the shift. Let it take over your entire being. As you do, the old version of you dissolves into light, fading forever into the infinite void. It no longer exists. The only thing that exists now is you, the quantum master, the limitless creator, the ultimate manifester of reality. Take a deep breath and open your eyes. The shift is complete. From this moment forward, you are no longer someone who knows about quantum energy. You are quantum energy. You do not wait for reality to change. You command it to shift instantly. You do not seek proof of your power. You exist as the living proof. This journey has led you through the deep